Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre-Boy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2009 movie, The Final Destination. So in this movie, after a young man named Nick's premonition of a deadly race car crash helped save the lives of his friends and many people in the audience, Death sets out to collect those who have aided their end. It's same setup and premise as all of the other movies in this franchise, so it's not necessarily a new story or it's a new set of characters, new settings and stuff, but the same story pretty much. They're trying to figure out ways to cheat death and everything. In this one, they don't really do a lot of ways of figuring out how to cheat it and everything, but and it's weird, like he has like premonitions throughout the movie and stuff. It was kind of going for what Final Destination 2 went for, except it upped it a little bit and everything. But I feel like this movie was not near as good as the first three Final Destination movies. In fact, in a lot of ways I kind of wish it would have just left it at a trilogy and everything, because this movie is not very great. It's okay, but the crash with the race cars and stuff is pretty cool. At the beginning of the movie, it had some pretty cool stuff with that and everything, but aside from that, it has some of the worst characters in the franchise. There's this stereotypical racist dude that is just really annoying, this stereotypical pretty boy, and the weird mom, and all these characters just feel like caricatures and stuff. They're just your typical characters that are here to be killed and stuff, and everything. It just wasn't a super great movie, and the kills in here are not super great, although there are a couple that I did like. Mainly the one where the mom is leaving the barbershop and the guy is mowing and the rock flies from underneath the mower into her eye and stuff. It's really, really cool, brutal kill and everything, and I love the whole setup in that one. It was probably the one scene that reminded me of like how other movies in the series set up the death scenes. Like it keeps you guessing how she's gonna die throughout the whole scene. All the other ones kind of felt underwhelming and stuff. This one was kind of a satisfying one because it totally took me by surprise. I didn't see how she was gonna die coming and everything, and it just, the way it played out worked really well. And if I remember right, she's like, "I have my eye on you" or something, and she said it right to her kids right before it happened and everything. It was just really brutal kill, but it was fun and also kind of humorous too. That was probably the best moment in the whole movie for me. And when the pretty boy finally dies, although his death it's kind of, I'm guessing it's unrealistic. I'm not ever going to try it to find out, though. He gets stuck at the bottom of the pool as it's draining, and his intestines come out of him and go out the other end of where the pool is draining at, and you see his intestines pop out of it. I don't believe that could probably happen in real life. I don't know. I'm not going to try it to find out, but I was glad about that death scene just because I didn't like that character. He was the douchey, cocky, pretty boy guy that they had in a lot of early 2000s horror movies. He reminded me a lot of a really toned down version of Trent from Friday the 13th, which came out that same year from New Line Cinema. I think they knew what they were going for when they made the characters of this movie and everything. And Mykelti Williamson, I think is his name. He plays Bubba in Forrest Gump. He's in here as the security guard of the place that gets saved, and he's trying to help our main group of friends and stuff. He's really good in here. He's a likable character, and the main two lead characters are pretty likable. Nick and his girlfriend Lori, they're both pretty likable characters. The rest of them are just there to be killed. They're nothing special or anything, but the main two characters are at least pretty good, and everything. And I will say the kills are kind of mixed. This is one of the movies that uses extremely bad CGI in the kills, and it totally ruins the movie for me. Like the earlier ones having bad CGI, I kind of overlook it because I know how and when they came out and stuff. But this movie came out almost 10 years after the first movie, and the CGI and stuff makes it look way worse than any of the previous three movies. Visual effects and stuff, all of them blended practical and CGI really well. This one just relied heavily too much on CGI kills, and all the kills look pretty bad in this one. Not near as bad as they do in part 5, which I'll get to that one too, but they look pretty bad in here. And there were some parts where they were going for the 3D angle of it and stuff, and you could tell that they were trying to like pay tribute to stuff that was originally in 3D, because this was the first 3D Final Destination movie, and it looks really bad at times too. Really bad CGI in those scenes and stuff, and it could have been a lot better. And also Brian Tyler's score is alright. It doesn't fit the Final Destination franchise at all, and everything. It's not very good for this movie. I think it would have fit better in like something like Scream or something else from the early 2000s. As far as other horror movies go, it just don't fit Final Destination and everything. Like the score in the first three movies have this dark, ominous feel to it, and this one has this rock background sound to it, and it doesn't work as good as the scores from the previous movies. So Shirley Walker was sorely missed in this movie. But all in all, I think Final Destination 3 is just okay. It's not very great. It has some good moments, but and everything. There's a few good kills and a few moments that are kind of funny and make you chuckle and stuff, but it's nothing to write home about or anything. It's definitely not one of the best in the franchise. And personally, if you're going through the franchise and you haven't seen all of them, I just recommend stopping at 3 for right now and everything. Maybe if we get a 6th one, I'd say continue them just so you can see how it declines, so that because I'm guessing if they do any new ones, they'll be taking their time on it, making sure they got the story right better and everything. I think they were rushing this one and the last one out a little bit too much and didn't take their time on the story like they did with the first 3 and everything. I feel like this one could have just been so much better and everything. So the Final Destination, I'd give it a C+, because it does have some fun moments and everything, and some likable characters and stuff. Not near as likable as the first 3 movies though. None of them was I like, oh, you can't make them die, or it's gonna suck seeing them die at the end of the movie or whatever. I didn't feel that way like I did with the first 3 movies, but I still feel like the 2 lead character, or well, 3 main ones, the security guard and the couple, were likable enough characters that I could latch onto them enough, if that makes sense. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the Final Destination. Do you think it's good? It's an okay movie? Do you think it's one of the worst in the franchise? I know a lot of people say it is the worst, and I can understand that, but I just feel like this one had a little bit more of a so bad it's good vibe to it and everything, with how corny and bad the dialogue is and stuff. If I'm in the right mood, I could have fun with this as a so bad it's good movie and everything. So that's why it's not, I don't think it's quite as bad as some people say, but I do understand why people don't like it, because it isn't near as good as the other movies, especially tonally and everything. The first 3 movies were pretty serious movies, and this one, they ramp up the jokes and stuff. And the second one did have some funny, dark, humorous, funny moments and stuff, but this one ramped it up too much and everything. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the Final Destination, and hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.